Canadian banks. Banks in Canada, they're supposed to lend money to all the little people who want to start up things like pizza shops and so on, but they don't do very much of that. What they do is take money from depositors, and then every Tuesday they buy treasury bills, and the Canadian government then gets all of the money from everyone, and they pay 10 to 12% on those treasury bills, and that's why the stock values of banks continue to surge, and the government is pretty happy because they have all of the money from all of the people all of the time, pretty much. Let me tell you a little bit about what banks do and don't do. There's no competition with regard to banks to speak of, at least, and as a consequence to that, they can kind of do what they want. Their customer service is bad and their policies are awful, but they can get away with it again because of the banking laws in the country that need to be changed. The CIBC recently, I went into there and I said, I want to pay on my wife's bank card. It was a U.S. bank card, and they wouldn't let me without the card and without my wife. And I said, well, that doesn't make any sense. And you know me even. And they said, no, that's our policy. And I said, show me that. Is it written somewhere? Show me. Brian, that's our policy. Go away and don't give us any trouble. Email limits are $3,000 within a 24-hour period. So says the TD Bank in Canada, with a $10,000 max per week and $20,000 max per month. So when you get into all the complications and details of it, it's pretty stupid because it really works out to $660 a day. That's your limit. It is not $3,000 a day. Don't say it's a $3,000 day limit when in fact it's $660 when you do the factoring out over a month. Where's the government? They should come in and fix stuff like this and make sure that the message is delivered correctly. Credit card pre-authorizations. I don't have a problem with any of these things. It's a free system as long as there's disclosure, right? You go to an Avis car rental in the morning and get a hotel in the afternoon and gas up at Shell somewhere along the line, and at the end of the day there's about $800 or $900 removed from your limit, from your credit limit, because they do pre-authorizations and they never tell you about it. Again, the government needs to figure it out. Drafts. You can take a bank draft, which is a certified guaranteed payment, take it into the bank, and if you don't talk to anybody, the bank will put up to a 10-day hold on it. It's like they don't trust other banks. If you do talk to them, they have to phone the other bank and say, is this true? And you feel like a bloody criminal. And if you deposit more or take more than a couple of $1,000s out of your account, you have to show your driver's license. Policy. Again, I've said, show me this policy, but you have to. But I said, but you know me, I'm in here every day. Hey, this is what we have to do. And another thing, cash withdrawal. You're not allowed to take out more than $2,500 a day. Now I'm talking TD. What? And then, of course, you can't cash a check unless you have an account. My daughter gave me a check here not long ago. I went into her bank, a Royal Bank, and I said, cash it. Do you have an account here? No, I don't. Can't cash it. I said, well, what do I do now? We have to go to your bank. I said, I don't have a personal account anywhere. Now what do we do? Don't know. And I said, we'll open up an account. But by the way, I'm going to close it in a couple of minutes afterwards. And he said to me, believe it or not, go to Money Mart. And I said, Money Mart? I'm at the bank. It's your customer's money. She has the money in your bank. Give it to me. She gave me a check. How dare you? They wouldn't. It's policy. Show me the policy. Wow. You know what? And then the bank gives you this bank card. You know, we all have a bank card. And then when you go in, they treat you like you're a thief and a criminal, and they always want a CID on that as well. Bank profits, the government gets all your money. I've talked about that. And the last good thing I want to tell you about with regard to banks is what's called a collateral mortgage. This is going on now in Canada. It's spreading every day. A bank gives you a mortgage. It's called a collateral mortgage, which means you can't get additional financing. You can't get a second mortgage. You're locked down. Basically, you now have 100% of your property that's been given out for, call it a 50% advance on a mortgage. All of that is really unfair. Again, it's a free system. I get all of that. If you don't like it, go across the street and go somewhere else. They should have the right to do this. I am in favor of that. What I'm against, though, is that there's nowhere else to go. It's a monopoly because they're all the same. Hey, that's my rant for the day. You all come back. We'll have something else to rant about tomorrow. See ya.